In this video, we're going to continue on with evolution versus God. In the video just prior to this one, we saw that evolution is basically a philosophy and a religion in order to get rid of the need for God, and even at the expense of knowing that what they believe is impossible, evolutionists still must cling to it. Now, we're going to look at some more aspects of it here today. Intelligent design and creationism have a number of similarities, but also have some differences. Most creationists believe in the literal 7 days of creation and a worldwide flood that is described in both the Christian Bible and the Jewish Pentateuch. And a few do believe in a longer creation period, but most, a huge majority of them actually do believe in the 7 days of creation. Now, those that go along with the intelligent design model simply state, and again, this may be an oversimplification, but they state that intelligence is needed for complex design, and that the world and the universe is filled with this complex design. Thus, an intelligent designer was necessary. Now, creationists would agree with basically everything that intelligent design proponents believe, but not necessarily the other way around. However, either intelligent design or creationism would eliminate the possibility of evolution, because again, evolution is total and pure naturalism. There could be no supernatural, there could be no miracles, there could be nothing outside of natural chemicals and energy and that type of thing. But that is why both of these must be attacked vigorously by evolutionists. The theory of evolution must be pushed at any cost, and I might add here, dogmatically. And a dogma is anything that is believed and accepted at any cost, even at the price of contradicting the facts and contradicting science. So what is the result of believing in the idea of evolution? Well, first of all, a society that believes in the idea of evolution has 3 values or lack thereof, and again, a person would have the same types of results as well. First of all, there's no concrete moral values, since there's no creator to answer to. Number 2, there's a lack of purpose. Since we are accidents, there is no creator and there is no ultimate purpose of life. If we came from animals, we are simply no better than animals. And number 3, the denial of the creator and an increase in atheism and agnosticism. The mention of God or a creator is eliminated from every public aspect of society. And again, this is referring to a society that actually accepts the atheistic idea of evolution. Now, if we look at the third point, we see the ultimate goal for the strong push of the theory of evolution. The acceptance of the theory of evolution completely undermines the whole Bible. Well, how is that? Well, the theory of evolution basically attempts to refute the Genesis account of creation, as well as the Genesis worldwide flood. Now, this is contrary to both traditional Judaism and Christianity. The very foundation of the Pentateuch and the Christian Bible is found in the book of Genesis. And for Christians, parts of Genesis is referred to by Jesus in the New Testament. So, if the book of Genesis is incorrect, then so was Jesus. So the entire Bible becomes invalid if the theory of evolution were actually true. The theory of evolution and the Genesis account of creation cannot both be true. So evolution was invented to negate the Bible. Now, we have seen a huge increase in the first 2 points over the last 5 or 6 decades as evolution has been preached in our schools and the public airwaves. Okay, we're referring here to the fact that the different morals have gone down. Crime has skyrocketed, suicide rates have increased immensely, and basic values have been replaced by changing moral values. Now, in the early 1960s, we're talking about the United States here, prayer in the public schools and the Bible were removed from the classrooms. This was due largely to the acceptance of evolution in the schools and universities as well as the media. Now, it was at this time that there began to be a steady increase in crime. Now, up to that time, there had been a fluctuation. It had gone up and down a little bit. But all of a sudden, when you take the early 1960s, after prayer, after the Bible were removed from schools, we see a steady increase in crime, teen pregnancies, and other serious problems in our society. Of course, drug use began to increase in a few years and that type of thing. Now, Marxism, communism, and Nazism all had the theory of evolution as the philosophical or religious foundation for their governments. If you go to the Communist Manifesto, the Socialist Manifesto, you go to Nazism, for those who believe in Nazism, you find that the theory of evolution is the very foundation for them, and they are found, for instance, in those manifestos. Now, this allowed those countries, and I'm talking about those who were under communism and Nazism, to kill literally tens of millions of their own people, those that disagree with them. And the estimates are now that there has been anywhere from 60 to 100 million, some people even say more now, of people murdered within these communistic regimes. That is not even including abortion and some of that type of thing, which we'll get to in just a minute. But it happened because people are simply animals, so to speak, if you're an evolutionist, and can be eliminated as such. That's why they can be killed, and that's why human rights is virtually non-existent in communist countries. Now, this philosophy eventually led to widespread abortion, which, according to Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was supposed to be the very instrument to eliminate the blacks and other inferior races, and also basically what was considered to be white trash later on. Now, this has led to hundreds of millions more deaths in the womb, and now we do consider that murder and a death according to the Creator that we read about in the Bible. Now, that's why evolutionists have to get rid of the God of the Bible. Okay, for instance, one of the main aspects of liberalism today is abortion. Okay, but in order to believe in abortion, you can't believe the Bible, at least not in the sense that you actually believe what it says. Now, Darwinism was an idea that eliminated that Creator. Until the philosophy and religion of evolution takes much more faith than most major religions, now that we see that it contradicts science in so many ways, is removed from the public schools and textbooks, we will continue to see the same slide downward in our society. For more information, go to evosecrets.com.